If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living goofy, entitled like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed top G, took a jab at Jake Paul after Paul turned down his fight offer, and honestly, it was well-deserved. We've seen world champions in the past, but this time it's surprising because Jake Paul, with his blonde hair, has built his entire career on bold moves. So, why back down now? Jake claims he's all about proving himself as a legitimate fighter, so it shouldn't matter who's standing across the ring, right? Apparently, it does. Especially when that person is Andrew Tate.
Logan, you, Tristan, who comes out alive?
You know what? I'm trying so hard to not start internet beefs. I'm really trying not to.
You could say Jake and Logan, man.
Bro,
don't worry about it.
No, I can't lie. Bro, I'm going through life. I'm trying to live peaceful.
The fight Andrew Tate proposed wasn't some gimmicky, low-stakes affair. It was a serious challenge with no fluff or spectacle. What makes it even more intriguing is that Tate doesn't need Jake's fame or fortune. With a reported net worth of $700 million, Andrew isn't in it for the paycheck or the publicity. But Jake Paul turning down this opportunity has certainly raised some eyebrows. For someone who prides himself on taking on anyone, anywhere, why would Jake suddenly get cold feet? It seems like he saw something in Andrew that made him think twice. Something that didn't align with his carefully crafted image as a fearless competitor. By the end of this, you'll know exactly why Jake Paul turned down Andrew Tate's fight offer. And spoiler alert, it's not because Andrew isn't a worthy opponent. Just 3 weeks ago, a commenter named Asteris Venture the Unknown predicted that Andrew Tate would knock Jake into next year. People are confident about this because Andrew Tate's challenge was straightforward. No outrageous demands, no convoluted terms, just two men settling it.
Delusion. That's delusion. I'm sorry. Look, Andrew, fighter, legitimate, badass motherfucker, strong mentality. Sorry, Tristan Tate is the weak link.
I say let's run
he got a bad shoulder. He's shaped like a gingerbread man. I don't want no beef, but that's delusion.
PFO will set this up.
Uh-oh. A MMA double tag team match.
10 million for everybody.
You might have a fight
in the ring. At 37, Andrew is in peak physical condition. He's not some washed-up athlete chasing past glories. He's a 4-time world kickboxing champion. That title alone speaks volumes about his skill, discipline, and athleticism. His fitness and combat experience make him a legitimate threat in any fight. Meanwhile, the situation took a hilarious turn when Josie roasted Jake Paul, joking that Jake would now head to a nursing home to find his next opponent. Jake Paul, on the other hand, has made a name for himself in the boxing world, but not without controversy. His matches have often been against opponents who are either past their prime or lack proper...
Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living
boxing experience. Despite this, Jake has built his brand as a fearless competitor. However, when Andrew Tate issued his challenge, Jake seemed to stumble. He came up with excuse after excuse, dodging the fight in a way that even left his most loyal fans questioning his resolve. The truth is, Andrew Tate isn't just another challenger looking for clout or a payday. He brings a level of authenticity that's hard to match, with an impressive track record in combat sports and an unapologetic persona. Andrew doesn't rely on PR stunts or manufactured drama to stay relevant, which sets him apart from Jake Paul, whose brand thrives on spectacle and controversy. Andrew's refusal to engage in the usual theatrics that Jake employs adds a serious tone to the challenge, something Jake clearly wasn't ready for. Just 3 weeks ago, Arsaba Wall summed it up perfectly, saying, "Andrew Tate is correct. Shame on Jake Paul." Jake, the self-proclaimed problem child of boxing, backing out of a fight with Andrew speaks volumes. It boils down to fear. Fear of losing, fear of being exposed, and fear of facing someone who refuses to play by his rules. Jake's past fights have often been criticized as more spectacle than genuine competition, with a clear pattern of cherry-picking. opponents who are either past their prime or lack the skill to truly challenge him.
Though he knows way.
One, he's under contract, and
He's
two,
not his own boss.
and two, he won't do it. He knows better. He might
And it's
say,
fun.
In contrast, Andrew made it clear this fight wouldn't be another scripted event designed for social media hype. It was going to be real, something Jake has yet to truly confront in his career. Jake's brand thrives on his undefeated image and the illusion of invincibility. A loss to Andrew wouldn't just dent his boxing record, it would shatter the persona he's carefully crafted. Unlike Jake's previous opponents, Andrew has nothing to prove or gain from this fight. He's already established. This stark imbalance in stakes likely influenced Jake's decision to back out. Jake Paul's history of carefully selecting opponents is well documented. From Ben Askren to Tyron Woodley, his fights have been strategic moves designed to
Once. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all. I'm 5 years out
boost
the
his
ring.
profile while minimizing actual risk. Each match has seemed less about testing his true skills and more about reinforcing his carefully crafted brand. Jake's opponents have often been chosen for their lack of relevant experience, being either past their prime or not known for their boxing ability. This has allowed Jake to maintain the image of an undefeated fighter, creating a persona that appeals to his massive social media following. However, Andrew Tate doesn't fit this narrative. He's not just another opponent to inflate Jake's record, he's a seasoned combatant and a...
But let's say he would call you to fight. Would you take it?
Yeah, I mean, Jake and I actually talk. He's an all right guy. There was a time we were talking about fighting each other, and I think if this arrest didn't happen, it probably would have come.
Psychological strategist. Tate understands both the physical and mental aspects of combat sports, bringing a level of experience and awareness that Jake has yet to truly face. Unlike the hand-picked opponents Jake has faced in the past, Andrew represents a serious threat. Tate's confidence and no-nonsense approach likely made Jake uneasy, as it removed the safety of being in control. Jake thrives in situations where he has the upper hand, but with Tate, that was never guaranteed. The fallout from Jake's decision to reject the fight has been significant. Fans, critics, and even some of Jake's staunchest supporters have called him out for avoiding a legitimate challenge. Social media is buzzing with accusations of cowardice, questioning his integrity as a fighter. Jake, who has built his career on taking on all comers, has now left many wondering if his willingness to face tough challenges is just a marketing tactic. Meanwhile, Andrew Tate has turned Jake's refusal into a powerful tool for himself. He has used the moment to reinforce his own image as a true fighter and competitor. Tate's response to Jake's backing out has been a calculated move to expose what he perceives as Jake's true nature, someone more concerned with maintaining a facade of invincibility than with genuinely testing himself against tough, dangerous opponents. In Tate's eyes, Jake's actions have confirmed that the YouTuber turned boxer is more focused on preserving his undefeated record than proving himself as a legitimate fighter.